Good evening, Sanctuary. Wanted to give you guys a special shout out for tuning into church this week. I also want to welcome those that are joining in from other churches around the world, and even those that are in different areas of their faith walk that are interested to see what is the young adults ministry at Black Rock doing in this time. Man, we're so excited that you decided to tune in today. And I wanted to just begin this first week of us meeting in home locations, on Zoom, on YouTube, and all these different platforms, that man, our young adult ministry was built on the phrase, doing church differently. And we're so excited that right now, through unique opportunities and honestly a different season that our church is in because of coronavirus, that the Lord is making us do church differently at this time. So many of you are watching this video right now from a living room setting. Some of you are meeting in apartments and common areas. Others of you are meeting in coffee shops right now. And we just want to encourage you to continue to meet, and also for those of you that are doing our online small groups as well, man, we're just so excited that you're deciding to still meet together in this time. So I wanted to just encourage you guys with a little talk that we have from Hebrews chapter 10, verses 24 through 25. I think this is really important for us today. It says this: "Let us think of ways to motivate one another to acts of love and good works. And let us not neglect our meeting together as some people might, but encourage one another, especially now that the day of his return is drawing near." Here's another paraphrase. The Message paraphrase says this: "Let's see how inventive we can be in encouraging love and helping out, not avoiding worship together as some do, but spurring each other on, especially as we see the big day of Jesus' return approaching." Man, we're so excited that we're doing church differently in this time. You know, in our young adults community here at Black Rock, we're just coming off our Common Thread retreat, which was all centered around this idea of community. And we were able to see organic relationships, authentic conversations, real friendships happen in that time. So as we're meeting in these groups for, the next few weeks, we want to make sure that you are still engaging in conversation. And yeah, church looks a little bit different, but the big thing is to remember that church was never a building. Church was always meant to be a body of believers doing life together, discussing faith together, discussing things that they're going through together, praying over one another, and we're just gonna do that together for these next few weeks. So I wanna give you a little insight on what exactly is gonna be happening. So we're gonna provide some content for you guys to discuss each and every week in your groups, and it's supposed to be engaging. There's going to be some content that we're filming where we're going to leave answers unanswered intentionally, because we want you guys to be able to discuss this in your groups, share personal experience, share your thoughts on what the Bible says about certain things, and we want those conversations to happen in a living room. We also are going to leave a couple of key points after each message. So you'll see this even today. Once this video is done, your house group leader has two main things for you. We have this one part that we're calling Word in Motion, which is what does it look like for us to be living out the Bible, living out what was discussed in the conversation for us right now. So for example, one of your Word in Motions for tonight is together in your group, think about 5 ways that we can serve our communities this week. What are some ways that we can motivate one another to acts of love and good works in the midst of coronavirus? And we would love it if you would send your answers to sanctuary@blackrock.org so that we can continue to put together serving teams to help our communities right now. Another part of the follow-up is going to be this part called prayer points. So again, we believe that a church that prays together stays together. So what we're going to do is we're going to have different topics of prayer. So for example, we're entering into a season right now where we're praying and fasting over friends, family members, etc., that we want to come to know Jesus by Easter. So every week we're going to have a list of names for you to pray over, and you're going to pray over those names together in a group. And then lastly, We'll have a different prayer point as well. So your prayer point for this week is to first read Philippians 4, 6 through 7 out loud, then pray together for your group, for our church, and for our communities at this time. Hey, thanks again for tuning in to this week. I hope that you have fruitful discussion right now in your groups, whether they're in homes or online, and we're just believing the best for this time for our church, knowing that God can do infinitely, immeasurably more than we might even think or imagine right now at this time. Love you guys so much, and we'll see you soon. Hey guys, thanks so much for tuning into this week's message. Glad you're able to join us. Can you do us a favor by tagging We Are Sanctuary in your posts and stories to show us how you are doing church differently this week? We would love to share this for our community so we can continue to go together and grow together. We'll see you next week.